Hey guys, welcome to another stream. I know this is surprising, me doing two streams in 1 week, but I had such a good time working on the Routemaster on Monday that I decided I'd do it again today. Plus, like I said on Monday, the reason I didn't go further is because I've watched other people put stage 42 together, and it is a bear. It's kind of funny because stage 42 has a floor panel, the differential cover, and screws. That's not the hard part. This is the easy part. The hard part is first mounting this inside of here, and then mounting those two parts once they're married together onto the chassis. So a little bit of complication tonight, maybe. I know it can be very complicated. I did look at one thing. The screws here on these two screws that hold the floor onto the wall here. Make sure that's not falling. Okay. They do protrude just a little bit. So I may see if I can get the screwdriver in there and back those out a little bit. So let me switch cameras and I'll start working on this thing. I am very excited to get this. This is where the bus starts to look like a bus. And now that I've got the camera up there instead of on me, let me turn this last light on. It's right in the way of the camera that streams my face, or it's not in the way, but it puts a glaring light in there if I don't turn it off. So first thing to do, like I said, like I showed you, there's 5 screws, and there's the 5 screws, the differential housing, and the floor. And one of the screws has escaped. I just saw it fall. Actually, that's kind of funny. It's not an escaped one from the bag. It's just an extra one because the bag is closed. Oh, and in other interesting things, I will be working on the Iron Man soon, because the Iron Man I finally got parts for. But what was funny was I got the parts that I was supposed to get, and issues. Online it said 1 issue. It said 4 other issues, which I already have. The invoice said 4 different issues, so it's like I'm gonna wait and see what happens in a month, and see if I actually get the right issues, or if I have to call and yell at Fan Home. Not gonna call and yell at them yet. Wow, there's a delay between YouTube. I've got YouTube up here on the right monitor, the chat. There's a delay between YouTube and Fan Home going the opposite direction too. Or not Fan Home, and StreamYard. Welcome, Gordon. Glad to see you. So let me see, where is it? There it is. First thing it says to do is take a piece of tape from the last set of parts, turn the cap over, and right here, the switch, which is right here under my finger, that switch is for the brake lights. Underneath there, they say to put a piece of tape so that the switch does not touch the floor. And it says to take the screw, that you might have to take the screw out to get it there. I've looked. Mine is actually up high enough that it won't touch the floor. And I happened to just look at something. I put them on the desk on purpose, just to make sure, or just so I wouldn't forget. This is something I'm working on in my off time right now. Anybody have a guess what those are? It is it's not Lego. It is, thanks, Todd. No, not everybody is watching Buck's stream. There's 3 people watching it, but it is Mega Blocks instead of Legos, and those are significant pieces for it. I will tell you, it was from a 50th anniversary about 6 years ago. That should give it away what that is. Correct, Gordon. That is the dome off the Enterprise, the nacelle domes, and they flash for about 10 seconds. Bought it years ago when it was brand new. I built it when I was living in California. When we moved over here to Illinois, had to put it into a box, and I actually put it in the original box, so I am slowly putting it back together. And when I get it done, once it's completely done, I will eventually, it will go into the display room. And when I get everything in the display room set up the way I like it, I will do a video in there so that everybody can see what it looks like. Come on, let go of that. And if somebody's watching, again, with the Dolby surround on, their dog is going nuts. I think that was Ian on Monday. And that, again, is not our dog, it's the dogs behind us. And I think the piece of tape is just there to keep it from shorting out if for some reason the metal wears off the paint there. My phone just, they look like Benoit balls, dude. I should throw that up there just because. That's just wrong. Facebook sent me a reminder to start my stream. And there's what Gordon said, that they look like the domes off of the Enterprise, which they are. They are Bussard. I think I mentioned they're Bussard collectors. Okay, I got sidetracked. So this is one of the spots that is tricky. And like I said, the 2 of the screws here are a very tight fit in here. You got to get the wires down below here. I'm just looking to see. The headlight should be below the floor. This is actually above the floor. There should be a notch, I believe. Yeah, it's not a notch specifically for that light. But what I'm going to do is this gap here in the floor, that gap right there on the floor, I'm going to do my best to put that wire through there so I don't pinch it. And like I said, with the having had extras of these, with the fender not connected, it was tight to fit it into the other ones. Into one of it wasn't the one that was bent really bad. It was the one that was in pretty decent shape. Just cracked my original. I'm going to disconnect this. Make sure. Okay, green and white, or green and red. I know what you meant. And Ian said Buzzard collectors. And it's funny because there are so many different pronunciations of them. I don't even remember the first time I saw that word. I'm looking at this. I know this should come out. I'm not going to mess with it. If it doesn't want to come out, now, that means it's not going to want to come out later on. And there's a screw hole here and a screw hole here. That's where this is going to connect up. And there's a ledge right here that it should sit on. The problem is it's actually wider in the front than it is in the back. Actually, you know something? When you have one that isn't bent, it slides in there like nobody's, like just easy. As long as you get it in there the first shot and leave it there. So let me get that back in there. The reason I took it out was I wasn't sure if the wire was in the track. It should be. Okay, that's got the wire in there. Those screw holes should be lined up way too high. There's the back one. Gently push down on the front with a bunch of fingerprints, and that's not going to work. I was about to say put a bunch of fingerprints on the window. Let me get gloves because I don't want to have to clean the windows. One pair of black, or one black glove, and one blue, purple, whatever you want to call it. Looks blue in the camera, looks more purplish in real life. And this is part of the reason I didn't want to mess with the bus with the cracked part of the driver's cab, because it would have been really ugly to be able to do anything. That is where I can see it. Okay. I can see the hole for the screw. I just need to get a scribe. Hopefully I have a straight one. There we go. Get a scribe. Pry that down just a hair. Come on. That should do it there. Yes, you know it's serious when the gloves come out. Wait, I thought it was when the gloves came off. Okay, so that goes in there and fix in place with 2 TM screws. And I realized when I shut down on Monday, I forgot to label this one as SM. Let me get this. I've got the extension on because I'm going to have to reach beyond the left fender. I would say save the pieces, but that might be my wife and she might get really mad. Come on. That's not threading in. Take the shorter screwdriver here and see if I can get a little bit better pressure on it. It is not playing nice right now. Let me see. Yeah, it's just chewing up metal right now. Okay, it's too far back still. So let me grab the other screw. I'll see if I can make it come forward by putting the back screw in, or rear screw, however you want to put it. And yeah, that screwdriver handle is going to be in the way. Come on. Okay, that one's in. That should line up the front one. How's it going, Eric? Welcome. Glad to see you. Make sure it should be lined up, hopefully. Come on. Yeah, it's not going in. Hang on, let me see. And I am chewing the hell out of that. Fortunately, this will never have to come out of here again. I think that's got it. Come on. I think they actually mentioned something about putting the screws in to get excess paint out. I may have to take this back out to do that. Maybe. Okay, I need somebody while I'm holding it like that to put the screw in. Oh no. I hope I didn't, but I think I just broke off my steering arm. Damn it. Actually, I think I popped it out. It may go back in. I popped it off of the screw. That right there, the steering arm. Hang on. So let me take this back out and see if I can fix that. Well, let me see if I can get that front screw first. And I'm going to take a real quick look and see how hard it is going to be to fix that. And I knew that the steering arm was going to be a little bit of an issue. I know that. I know, but it is really kind of cool to have it actually functional, because it is an odd kind of setup. It is instead of being a rotating type of steering column, it's a push-pull system. Yeah, see, why am I going to that camera every time? Let's do it this way. Put it down on the one that focuses better anyway. So yeah, you can see right here, I've been chewing up that screw pretty bad, or the hole right there pretty bad. So let me see if I can get this screw to start in here. And like I said, I knew that the steering arm was a little bit iffy to begin with. To be honest, I'm not going to take the box off of the model. I'm just going to see if I can get that arm to go back in where it belongs. And what it is there's a screw right there, and it might even be the wrong size screw. Let me see. Maybe I can get to those screws. But probably not, because the brake arm. Yeah, there's entirely too much to try and get to. Let's see something. Wow, look at that. I'm not going to do it now. I should be able to reach it later on. Well, I'm going to put that on there for right now. Man, I am just tearing stuff up. With the cushion for the driver's seat. By the way, this is why Dave took parts off of his. He built that bus. You would have to paint it green, put a conductor on the back steps, speaker saying, "I hate you, Butler," from buses. Okay. Yeah, this just popped out. It is just a push fit. Bottom of the seat. Is the bottom? No, it's not. There's a reason why I didn't do this on Monday, guys. Ian, it's okay if you're not able to watch. He's now dog sitting. Well, if dog sitting, you should be able to watch. Yeah, and I can see this screw here scratched up the paint a little bit in there. Can't see it on the camera, but trust me, it did. So let me try this again. And right now that's holding there. It's actually working. If it comes out and I can reach it still, again, once the chassis is on it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some glue in there, because this socket is actually pretty well down in there. It's a single piece. I should be able to pop some super glue into this screw hole and just push it back onto the screw. Get that back in there. Just pull this back down. Come on. Better. Almost there. That one's there. I think that one's there. Let's try this again. See if we can get the forward one to go in. Come on. I can't tell if it's far enough forward. I might have to step away for a minute, guys, because apparently my grandson's dog has something again. Actually, like I said last time, those are not my dogs that are barking. Those are the neighbor dogs. I'll let you know when it is Apollo because I recognize his bark. That dog is really bad for taking anything he can get a hold of and chewing it up in the yard. Neighbor's last name, Bupkis? I don't know. Christmas story reference. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Oh, the steering arm fell back off. Come on. I do believe, yes. Got it. This screw here was the one that was being a royal pain in the behind. This screw here went in with no problem. Steering arm fell off again. I'm just looking to make sure everything looks okay under there. And now I need to clear the bench because the chassis got to come over. And of course, I picked it up by the fender instead. This, I think, is going to require the top camera. Okay. Right now, it's on the blocks that they give you. Because apparently, I don't know why for sure, but apparently the wheels might not be that solid on it. Okay. So it says to take, it actually has two different numbers, and if I need tape somewhere else, this is how long it's been sitting waiting. It's dusty. It says to throw some tape on here and here. And I think it's because you're going to be able to see that through the grill. Actually, instead of using that, Todd did. Todd had the oil dispenser first. When we first met, he started yelling at me about not putting oil on my screws. And so I bought an oil dispenser, and I love that oil dispenser. I really do. It's really nice to have. So instead of using the tape that the model comes with, I just happen to have some electrician's tape. It's a Wonderful Life is an awesome Christmas movie. But my favorite Christmas movie of all time is Die Hard. He does. He puts oil on everything. Probably even uses vinegar and oil on his salad. Speaking of salad, right now my wife is making potato salad and kebabs for dinner. And last night we had schnitzel. Folding them around the parts is shown. They actually have it folding around the inside a bit. I didn't get it on the one side. Let me see if I can get it here. Now, okay. Says only one person watching. Yeah, actually, Ian, actually there are, according to StreamYards, there are 7 people watching. I peaked yesterday at 12. So let me see where that actually goes. It shows. Is that the steering? That is the steering arm. Now let me flip this up and see. Just don't oil this toilet seat. You shoot across the bathroom like nobody's business. Definitely not going to be able to reach this thing from under once the cab is on there, so it is very beefy, and the screws, or not the screws, the springs are huge. So that's going to lay in there like that. That's going to go. It is. It's got to attach right here. No way to get to it from underneath once it's in there. Let me look at where my steering wheel is just a silver spot for the horn. But further, oops. So inside here, which the screw is now fallen inside and I can't see it even. Inside here, there's just a square socket at this point. The screw that's supposed to hold it is down inside. I cannot get to it. I'm not going to sweat it. It has been a while since I've used this super glue, so it is dried shut. So I keep a metal ruler around because I can use it to pry the glue open if I have to. We ended up with the top of this bottle getting cut too far open. Otherwise, it would stay. The glue wouldn't dry in the cap like this. What I'm doing off camera is grabbing a couple pairs of pliers, grabbing the top of the bottle along with the cap and rotating. I do have a brand new bottle of this stuff. I may end up cracking it open. Yeah. I think I just got this open. Yes, Eric, suspension is tough as well. So I'm going to end up doing what I've done before. I'm going to open a brand new bottle of glue, and if it overflows, or when it gets down a little bit, I will pour what's left of that one in here. Brand new, untouched by human hands. Oh, actually, it has been opened. That's okay. Never cap my CA, just leave a little precision tip on and nip off the millimeter or two. Yeah, I unfortunately with the Loctite, I don't have any precision tips. So throw some glue in there. And usually what I'll do is I'll let it sit here like this for a minute or two to where it drips down. And then I'll put the cap back on. Because as long as you don't get any on the outside, it doesn't gum up in here. And the key is that end right there, if you cut that off, your glue is going to start to gum up. Overpays for Zap Gap. I know somebody else who overpays, but I'm not going to name him. He doesn't pay for Zap, but he gets the Loctite, but he gets it in the little bottles, which cost just as much as this big bottle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pin vise and apply some glue on here. And hopefully I will not get the glue onto the housing, just onto the socket that's in there that this plugs into. But like Todd said, if it does end up not ever moving, I'm not going to be driving the bus around the living room anyway. I probably just got glue all over the socket that goes into, especially when I just popped it out. Oops, I just see something here. I've got, sorry, squirrel moment here. One of the screws for the window is not all the way in. further. And of course, I'm off camera doing this. That should do it. Okay, let me try this again. Where did I put it? There it is. It popped in there so nice last time. And when I put this part in, I thought it was going to be iffy whether it was the steering arm was going to work or not. And I apologize for being almost out of camera. So that's in there. Whether it's going to work as the steering arm or not actually steer the wheels, don't know. Not that concerned. Okay. Take the tape off of here. You guys didn't see it, but I felt it when I just brushed my palm across the front window of the bus. Hopefully I didn't smudge it too bad. Come on. And I did fit the cab onto the chassis earlier today. It looks really nice. Pull these out here. These are back here. I do believe that might be very close to lined up. Is Lauren, the front wheel steer the steering wheel better than the other one? Absolutely. Absolutely. On all of these, the front wheels steer the wheel better than the other way around. Okay, so that goes down. Truly tricky stage before essentially study the next few steps because several parts need to simultaneously be placed simultaneously. Take care of the part circled in light blue. As you do, guide 32. Steering bar left J. Okay, that I did. At the same time as you position it, push the LED into the LED that's for this light. I'm supposed to push in as I position the cab. I did not do that. Let me see. Yeah, there ain't no way that I'm going to do it from the outside. So back up with this. I have to unhook it from the side of the other side of the bus. And of course, I've left text right in the middle of what I'm doing. So there's an LED here that's got to go into. I'm putting on one glove at least. Okay. Got to unhook that. So that LED fits into that socket right there. Really close to just leaving this out. Or, forgive me, Dave, when you watch this, I'm not going to leave it out. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to connect it right now, and it's not going to be hooked up to the steering box. If anybody's wondering who I mean by Dave, I'm talking about DS Vintage, or Models and Vintage, I think is his channel name. Hang on. I can't see what I'm doing with it there. So is that going to be tight in there? Okay, I've got it in there. Now I just need it to stay in there while I do this. Part around there. I think it's still in there. But I'm not going to check yet. Looking to see. Okay, those are lined up. Pull this back forward. Water pipe and all that. I can do that afterwards. I can fit the water pipes and that stuff on there. That's what I want. 3 times FM screws. Because I'm going to tie, I'm going to at least thread the screws in there. So that it should hold the cab in place. And I believe this is actually the hardest part of this entire build, is getting all of this done at the same time. Having said that, something even harder is going to immediately crop up. No. That one's in. Took the extension off. I'm going to need it. That one's threaded. I will be coming back and making sure that these are all tight in a minute. Okay, that one's threaded. Cab is not going anywhere. That's a long wire. It was all completely to the other side of the bus. Let me double check. Of course, I can't see in there. And the LED is in the headlight. Perfect. That's why it was talking about Facebook. They had a problem with Facebook and it didn't go live for anybody. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to leave this off until I get to the point, leave it out until I get to the point where it goes back up inside of here. and it'll just get bolted on here. It'll look like it's in place. And that means that the steering wheel will be able to turn, as will the wheels. Okay, so let me go back up here. Got that in there. Got this sitting over here waiting in the wings. And the old one, the first one I did, I lost one of the pipes. I lost the black pipe up here. But I have the black pipe on this one. Move this stuff out of the way. I need a, funny as it may sound, I need a bigger bench. Okay. Can I, is the cord is long enough? Maybe. That's what I have. I love this camera. It's got a long enough cord that I can actually move it over to where I can show you guys what I'm doing. I like that. I might sit here and admire that the way that looks for a couple hours. Sorry. Okay, so this goes back on here. This little black pipe here. Black one is going to go in a hole right there. This goes here. And that this last one will go on here. Okay. Easier done than said. And yes, I said that way on purpose. You pop this back in. Come on. Oh, and by the way, where I was worried, right here, did not crack on this one. So this should be able to come down and get at least close. Take that off right now. And it's actually got a slot in the pipe I'm going on to right now to where I can actually slide it in from the side before I push it down. That's on there. This one goes on. Come on. I was pushing on the grill. I do not want to do that. I don't want to break that beautiful grill. And then this one goes on there. This one is going to go on here and here. Come on. Actually, let me see something. Yeah, there is. Where are my files? There's a little bit of flash on the very end of that, and that's going to keep it from going down in the hole on the top of the engine. Thanks, Todd. I really appreciate it. It will need some oil leaks. I don't know for sure what brand it is. So, I see what it is. So Ian, if you want to join with where everybody else is, I don't think you're on Facebook. I think because the issue they mentioned. If you're on Hobby Time Modelers, I am streaming actually on Hobby Time Modelers and on my own channel, Buckman's Model Mania, and I think that's where everybody else is. Because I have the chat up from it separate as well. Why? I don't know. There's now if I can just get it to go down into the engine where it's supposed to. That's going to be good enough because nobody's ever going to look in there anywhere. Anyway. Thanks, Eric. I love this setup. I love being able to move the cameras around. You guys just saw, I don't know if you saw, I love the flaps. The screw, I think, underneath the steering wheel. Oops, has come loose. The cap is just sitting down there on the bottom. Yeah, that screw is way far out still. And of course, there's nothing to stop it from turning. I think that's actually how the steering arm got messed up, was trying to get this screw tight. Yeah, that's good. Get that back out of there. Done. That's on there. So I love that. And I can see there's dog hair on there. I think you can go back and tighten down the floor. That one's good. There is a little bit of oil on the floor here. I'm not going to worry about it until I get the screws in. That one's good. What the heck is that last one? And that one's actually behind the seat. Hang on.
I didn't know. I was I didn't know you could leave the. Huh? Yeah, I didn't know you could leave.
Okay, that Ian was my grandson's dog.
Oh my gosh, today he was having a total conversation with Ellen.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Ellen called him out.
So yeah, I wonder if I can do it. Let's find out. Just to demonstrate what Todd is talking about, let me present share screen. Apollo, you're driving somebody else's dog nuts.
Stop.
So screen one. Allow. So it's gone insane here, but here's what I see, Ian. is wherever it's streaming to, the chat pops up here, and then I can click on it and it comes up on the screen. It's supposed to be streaming to Facebook. It's streaming to my channel and to Hobby Time Modelers. Hopefully you can get him to calm down. So let me go ahead and close this window back out. So yeah, and you'll be able to see, I'm not sure because I've never been not presenting on StreamYards on a Friday night, but you'll be able to see how it all works from our perspective on Friday if you join the stream, which I believe you were planning on. Damn dog hairs. Let me double check these screws because this one was the one that was loose. When the steering bar, LED and pipes are in position, fix the cab floor. Okay, fix in place with 3 FM screws. Fix the near side wing. 2H. Yeah, let's fix it. It shows the bus completely upside down. I'm not going completely upside down. Rotate it around to where I'm comfortable. I just grabbed the mud flap and was like, no. Thought I was breaking something. Okay. Okay, actually, this side is the one they're talking about. Okay. And there's a screw hole up in here. In there, a CM screw has to go. And I haven't set it in a couple of streams. If the screw ends in an M, it's going into metal. If it ends in a P, it's going into plastic. If the screw is going into plastic, you will never see me put oil on. And how about if we take the camera cord out of the oil? Come on.
No, I mean, freeze easy to make the you know what I'm saying?
Might have to get a headlight.
I don't know. Maybe some potatoes salad, I don't know. We could use them.
Hang on a second, guys. I don't think they realize it. I don't know if you hear them. I do. I don't paint my screws. My screws come painted or they don't get painted. Probably somewhere there's a hint that says the best way to do this is to take off that tire. Hang on. I think that is on there. Yes. And I don't know if it's 100% in. I don't think I actually posted this. I just responded to it. So that screw and another CM screw. Another CM screw on the back here. And I'll be honest, by the time I got that screw in there, the oil may have rubbed off somewhere else or somewhere not in there. I just thought of something. Let me get this screw towards the hole. Actually, let me get some oil out of that thing. By the way, this light is helping me immensely. That's right. Nope. Try this again. Once I get this in here, I will look at something and I'm gonna marvel at what they think you can do. Hang on. That would help. I can get it over the mud flap and actually get it further down to where that screw is going to engage. After spending all this time painting the screws that nobody's ever going to see again, you don't paint them that much anymore, Todd? Nope, that's still loose and I lost my bit in there.
I'm like, I said, I wasn't the one who said you're gonna send it. I'm like, you know, she was like totally defensive. I didn't even call her. She out of her own set.
That may end up not getting a screw in there. I see why they have it turned over. Let me see something. You know what? I have a way to turn it over and not put pressure on that cab. There we go. But we all know they're there in their metallic gray glory. You mean he painted the gray screws gray? Fortunately, they don't want me to paint the screws there. That screw is in the right spot. That screw is gone. Actually, the nice thing about a tile floor. Ah, they were just black, like these. I see the screw hole. Wait a minute. Thought I had it there for a second. And that's, I can actually see the screw hole, and it looks like it might be not big enough. You know, the thing is, I think actually what is happening is I'm missing the screw hole. I knocked that screwdriver out of the way. Now I don't know where it's at. Try just this.
Well, before you put it in an oil, you like rub it together and you put it in mango and then.
No, can't turn it that way.
So I literally had it and then I stepped away and I put it in. I literally had it. Like right here.
Okay.
And then I literally back.
I'm going to skip that one for right now. FM screw right here. So let me move you guys back. Let me see first. Maybe. That could be good because magnetism is almost dead in this screwdriver. I can get it to just fall into that hole. And let me go back. So much time you can't see nor pick it up to look underneath all the suspension framework you did. First part works, lesson learned. Thanks, Todd. Yes, please like and subscribe. As a matter of fact, like and subscribe not only here on my channel, but if you're on Hobby Time Modelers, like and subscribe there as well. Just fall in the hole. Okay, it is through the hole. Try this old, I believe this was a X-Wing screwdriver. Could have been the R2. I do believe that that's got it. Maybe not. There it is. Now see, that's what I wanted to point out. Is how the heck are you supposed to do this with this little bitty screwdriver? Go ahead, make a ladder out of me, screwdriver. Actually be able to turn the threads on this thing. Sometimes the screwdrivers that they provide are good for what they provide them for. It's not all the way tightened down, but it's a lot further. And that's the problem is the bit isn't long enough to not catch. So as much as you hate the part work screwdrivers, Todd, I know you also buy ones that you don't use bits. You buy the ones that are the cross point is actually part of the screwdriver. Yeah, the magnetized ones, the ones that like you buy. Yeah, their screwdrivers are horrible, but that one actually got this fender on. Because now, if you look, the fender is perfectly solid. And it says I might want to take the bracket off here. Let's see if we can get. I'm liking this, being able to bring it all the way around. I can't get quite far enough to go in here, but the next screw goes in right there. Did you magnetize the screwdriver? Actually, no, it came magnetized. Gag, you hate those horrible screwdrivers, and you gag just looking at them. Okay, so FM screwdriver, a screw. And while I'm looking at it, let me throw this one away. That was the CM that I tried to use earlier. They say it might be easier if you take this bracket off, but the bracket isn't really blocking it. What's blocking it is this beam here. So once a month, I should do that. I do have the, rare earth magnets. Let me set this off to the side. Roll this puppy up on its side here. One there, one there. I'm going to use their little bitty screwdriver. That's what put these in. Maybe they do know what they're talking about. And I did oil this screw already. I do believe that's going in. That's part of the problem. Get a larger. That's a pointier one, I think. Let me see if it's going to work. It is, Todd. This is still issue 42. And the parts have not yet been opened. It took, I remember watching the video that Dave did on this. It took him, I think, over 2 hours to get it on, get everything done on it. That is not all the way in, but where that screw is at. It's that screw right there. And this arm is in the way. There's no way to get on there well. Actually, let me try something just because it worked last time. I got it as far as I could that way. This is actually working. Maybe the French do know something about what they're talking about on these. Okay, that's as far as it's going to go in. So let me move this back out of the way. So tantalizingly close. You guys saw what I was doing there for a second. Get this one restarted. And put this one back in. Come on, get back on there. It's not quite. Sorry guys, gotta move you. But I'm doing my best not to move the camera overly much. There. Let me just make sure. Beautiful. The next step is to run the cables, which means the hard part is over. So I'm going to move this back over here. Okay, so these cables have all got to run back here to where, back here at the back end on the driver's side will be where the battery box is that will fall out and rip all the cables out, or could fall out. Start by, turn this off, I don't need it anymore. Start by identifying the cables of gray and white cable labeled A. So the gray and white cable here labeled A. I don't need this anymore. I'm not working with the windows. Black and yellow labeled B. This one right here. The red and black labeled E. Fit these three cables, so let me get this out of the way, and probably be better if we go to the top-down view. So take these cables and run them along here. says fit them in the subframe here. There's a small groove here. Matter of fact, they've got to go all the way up here to the front. As you can see, there's going to be a cable holder, there's going to be a cable holder, and then once they're in there, will be fixed in step 14. Bring them all the way back here. Along in this channel and run them through these 2 points here. There's more of the cable ties there, or cable fixing spots is what they call them, or fixing points. Take the C1 cable, take this one here, connect the end of C1, range cable is shown, ready to fit into the groove. So this is going to come across, straight across here. We got a plug here. This one is going to plug in there, which I'm going to go ahead and do right now. If it'll go, should go. And let me look at the other side. Yeah, that's the way it goes in there. Very important to remember that you get the cables correct, because if your polarity is wrong, your LEDs won't work. Okay, so that's there. And it's going to come down here along this same area. Put the linking cable across, connect it, and run this one out the back just like the other three. And then up here, starting here, tie them all down with I was wondering how long you were going to be the one gloved Michael Jackson. Hey, sometimes. Hope the wiring wasn't made by Lucas. I'm not sure who you mean. Okay, so Friday stream, we will look like the teal oil dispenser mafia. We will indeed. So starting up there with a CM screw. Which means I need to switch back to the smaller bit on the screwdriver. I can take the extension off. Screw goes on which side? Screw goes towards the outside of the bus. What's funny about the teal container, or the oil container, is that I don't remember for sure where I first saw them, but I've seen them forever. I know as a kid that I had seen them. So looking at this, it's rather interesting because there is no way to get all the cables into this little groove. maybe back here, but I don't think they'll all fit up here in the front. Maybe. I don't think so, though. But I will give it a shot. They all use this same little plastic wire restraint. All the part works do. You can see the yellow wire is moving a little bit because it's pinched. At least it's not pinched bad. But it's pinched a little bit. AC Delco. The wiring was notoriously horrible. Ah, I see. Manicurists use them for nail polish. Electronics repair shops use them for isopropyl. I think that's where I actually first saw them, was in the Air Force in tech school, fundamentals of electronics, and I think we actually had a liquid flux in them. See if I can get them a little bit neatly in there. Couldn't get a hold of it. My fat fingers. That was a long time ago, too. I went to basic training in 1986. Or actually, I left in 86, December 29th. And the whole bundle fits a little bit better up here than it did up the front because they're all coming in from the same, from everywhere a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, they have this going straight across, but it's not going to go very well. Maybe. I don't want to put too much of a strain on that. It should be okay. Push all of these down in. Move the screws. So I move this forward. I like the way they did this trench, but I do have to say I can see it already. And like Todd said earlier, nobody's going to be picking this up. Nobody should be trying to pick it up and carry it around and look at the bottom. So I'm going to just apply a little bit of tape. And that little bit of tape keeps the floor from coming off or going down. Then I'm going to be shocked. My wife would use it for chocolate syrup. Okay. I'm not sure how she would use it for chocolate syrup, but that sounds very intriguing. And if this causes a problem, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I wonder. That's going to cause a problem. I just realized why this loop was so funky looking. Take that one off. Pull. Come on. Didn't get it all the way unscrewed. And actually that will make it fit just a hair better. Come on. I think that's got it. So let me move this connector, which then shoves these wires up underneath the front of the bus a little bit. See if I can get them up onto the driver's area instead, under the cab. And that's going to fit a lot better with 4 wires instead of 5. Get the screw back out. This is where I'm supposed to say I make mistakes so you don't have to, or something along that lines that a lot of people do. Now, we're all going to make mistakes. But now I've rectified it. I'll show you what I've just realized as soon as I get this tied down. And if Wayne watches this, I hope he doesn't yell at me. I like watching Wayne. I just stole his line. Probably if I'd have watched Wayne on this part, because I'm now beyond the areas that I've, well, not really beyond, but I have old timers disease. You know, I don't remember, or CRS, can't remember stuff. That's why the second one I put on went on so much better. It's because 1 pair less wires, and now that connector is up inside here instead. It's not perfectly in there yet. It's closer. That's better. So they all need to go through this spot back here and this one back here. And cable clips, tweezers. I need 2 more. Two more screws. further forward so it's better positioned for me. While I'm thinking about it. There you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So the pin, I can't believe I didn't do that. I didn't show you guys, although I know at least 2 or 3 of you have dealt with these things, with the cable stays. But I didn't show you there's a little, like I usually do, there's a little pin on one end and a screw hole on the other end. I missed the pin. Come on. There we go. Still say this is almost too many wires to put through one spot like this. These 3 will come through this last spot here. And I see where it's going to be very, very important that these wires are kept in place, because flooring, maybe even part of the frame for the back end of the bus, is going to come in right here. And if there's a wire in there, there's not going to be a wire in there anymore. You just double check something here. That's why it didn't work quite as well. It's kind of interesting. These holes are the same size for the pin and for the screw. Here, I've got it backwards. That's what I like about this screwdriver. So I can set it on end, put a screw into it, dip it in the oil, and tighten it down. So yeah, this one wasn't going in right because I put it in backwards. It wasn't hitting the pinhole. I agree, very much so. But I don't know what else they could do to actually get them in place. The electrical wire, if the area was a little bit more forgiving, I think the electrical wire, like I did further forward in the chassis, is probably a better way to go. There, they are in. They're in. They're holding the wires. Doesn't look like anything is in danger of getting pinched. 2 screws would be easier than a peg and screw, and it would hold it better. It honestly would. That's the part that's bad, is because they pop out. Matter of fact, this one here is popped up because the green and red and green wire. Okay, so finished view. This is done. And now the parts. So I'm going to move the bus out of the way, or the chassis out of the way. Ugh. Oh, actually, one last beauty shot from the front. love the way that bus looks. The front end is just awesome. So let me move this out of the way. And it's getting heavy. And now that we've got that out of the way, we can start pack 42. I want to see if I can find that lone screw, because there was a lone screw in here earlier. There it is. And I'm not positive if it's a JP or not. I think it probably is. Let me get this other screw box. Yeah, that's a JP. Which means I will not be using the oil anymore tonight. Let's see, take that out of that. Fix in place with 4 JP screws. That's still the bigger? Yeah. Just a plastic pin on the clamp that could be pushed in. Yeah, it would. If it was tight enough that it would stay in place. And for those of you who, if the chat doesn't show up, that's what Todd just said. Or if you're watching on the opposite channel. So these go in, all 4 of them go in from the top. Yep. Like I always do. Start the screws first. And go kitty corner. And then tighten them the rest of the way down. There's a lot of work to get to putting together 2 parts. And the next several issues are, well, there's one more with flooring, a speaker, but coming up soon are just about 1 million chairs or seats. And there we go. That's the hump for where the differential's at. This will just sit immediately behind what I just finished. Yeah, and the next issue where we'll start on Monday will be the back half, not even all the way to the back. This would be the part of the floor before the rear entry. So, not too bad. An hour and 45 minutes on a single stage. That's not shabby. By the way, I would really like to get some comments on what you guys think about the new setup with the cameras, because I'm now able, because of the way I've got them set up, I've got 5 cameras running. I can move them around. I can move 2 of them around, and the 920, this one right here that I've been moving around, has a really long cable, and I've got other cable extension cables if I need to. That's it. That was got quite a bit done tonight. Yes, that was crazy. The fact that this is all the parts that came in issue 40 or stage 42 is a little bit crazy, but it's not. Let me kill the glare. There. One more tap. There. That's a little bit better. Oh God, no, it's not. Way out of focus. Turn these two back on. Not that one. That one. Still growing pains with the new lights. Got quite a bit. Yes, I did, Gordon. And Todd, the thing is, I am on OBS. Since I'm no longer chatting a whole lot, because I used to do like half-hour intros before I started with StreamYards, where we only do like a 2-minute. What lights are those? I'll post the link on Discord. They're from Amazon. They're literally photographic lights. And I just need to get this set up. Because like I said, when I was doing a half-hour intro where the video was rotating and music was playing and people were chatting, similar to other people, other shows that I've watched, it made sense. You know, if I started typing, I did miss having a producer. I did. And are you volunteering for Monday? No, it's not. I want to say this is just a $12 keypad. Todd has a better one. Todd's is Bluetooth and recharges. This one has batteries and a dongle. I can set this up so that I can set up keys for it. Well, you're hired, Todd. You're hired for Monday. Matter of fact, let's get rid of the glare. Echo, turn on Workbench. Better. Yeah, you can set up in OBS to where your keys, you push a button on the keypad and it changes the cameras or changes your setup. I'm going to get that set up. This one, I believe, is also programmable. I haven't had it set up for a while because when I was using OBS as my primary, it was sitting there changing things to where the camera would shut off and switch cameras and everything while I was chatting. It would start the stream. I've done that before. So I stopped using it. So I'm going to call it a night. I've got 2 months worth of packs for the Ironman, but I am loving this bus. This bus is going to stay primary for a while now. I'm working the Pearl on Fridays and Sunday. And who knows, maybe in another 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be ready to get off the bus for a couple of days. But before I get off, just in case, not everybody is on our Discord, obviously, just in case anybody else wants to get them, let me go on to Amazon and I will post a real quick link to these lights. And the thing is, the ones you want to get, there's 2 sets of them. There's ones that have little tripods, and there's ones that have the swing arms. The swing arms are much better. Oh, I feel robbed. They've gone down. They were $27. Now they're $26. Whereas the ones with the tripod are $49. I am returning those. So there's, if it comes up as a link, there's the link for the swing arm lights that I've got. Thank you, Todd. Catch you later, Gordon. Glad you were able to make it. And like I said, I'm going to call it a stream. Like and subscribe if you like this type of content. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook and on YouTube. If you want to join into the Discord, the link is in the description. It is a permanent link. It never goes away. Glad you were able to make it. Love streaming like this. I love having guys stop by, watching what I'm doing. And we will talk to you. We'll see you on Friday for the live stream, the group live stream, and Sunday for the group live stream. And I will see you on Monday. Have a great evening. Have a great day tomorrow. Take care of yourselves out there, and we'll see you later.